The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with your hosts Jim Allen and Mary Johnson.
Good morning and welcome to Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. Thanks for joining us for the unique stories of life in the South. On today's show, we'll hit the road in North Alabama to see the Ag in Action trailer.
We give them a little bit of education about what is included in corn and cotton, how we use it, what we use it for, and how important agriculture is to everyone.
Then we'll take a trip to the state's 2014 Farm of Distinction, Hunter Trees in Talladega County.
I love to see things grow, and we love to be able to start with a small tree and see it grow to a big tree. I love to be outdoors, and because of that, we really enjoy it.
And Sydney Phelps from Bonnie Plants will join us again with tips to improve your backyard garden.
And we'll begin the show with a history lesson on our great state as we visit the Museum of Alabama in Montgomery. That's up first when we come back.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
It's been said, without hard work, nothing grows but weeds. This is certainly true in agriculture. At the Alabama Farmers Federation, we know success is not born of fancy words, grand ideas, or good intentions. It's a result of wise planning, bold leadership, dedicated work, and blessings from above.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
Carl and Jan were camping with their family.
Hey, sweetie, do you mind if I get your wallet? I'm going to run down and get some hot dogs for dinner.
You know we're going to catch dinner, right?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Jan lost his wallet at the store. There was no ID in it, but the guy who found it found my business card and called me. I liked saving them money, but I loved helping them save their vacation. It was a good call.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Tartar sauce, hon?
Yes! Yes!
Alabama has a rich history dating back more than 14,000 years when the state was home to Native Americans. From colonization to the Civil War and civil rights, you can find it all in one spot in downtown Montgomery. It's called the Museum of Alabama, and it's got a little bit of everything. Inside the Alabama Department of History in downtown Montgomery sits a history lover's paradise. The Museum of Alabama is the only spot you can explore Alabama's past from prehistory to present.
The Archives building was constructed between 1938 and 1940. It's one of the last New Deal funded public projects in the country, actually, and we're going to celebrate the 75th anniversary of this building in 2015.
The State Department of Archives and History is the nation's oldest state-funded independent archival and historical agency.
Alabama made a really bold move in preserving its history and making it available for its citizens to enjoy.
Alabama jumped ahead of all other states by collecting and preserving its history. The Department of Archives and History is even older than the National Archives in Washington, D.C.
We have close to 500,000 artifacts cataloged in our collections here. Many of those have been here since the early 1900s. We have had an active and ongoing collecting program here for well over a century.
Inside the museum, you'll find 3 permanent exhibitions. The first, The Land of Alabama.
Visitors to the museum here have an opportunity to start really back at the beginning. And the first gallery that we encourage visitors to enter is called The Land of Alabama. because we believe that you can't really understand our state's history unless you understand the natural resources that have brought people here for 14,000 years.
After that, you can visit the gallery called The First Alabamians.
You learn about the very first people who arrived here following the animals that they hunted for food about 14,000 years ago, and follow the progression of their society through several different phases.
The newest addition to the museum opened just last year.
The exhibit we're standing in is called Alabama Voices. It opened on February 15th of 2014. It's really the culmination of more than a decade of work. It picks up that story at 1700 and brings it forward all the way to the present. So you get an overview of 300 years of Alabama history in this section, and an opportunity to hear from Alabamians who lived during those different periods of our state's history.
There are more than 800 artifacts, including hundreds of images, documents, and audiovisual programs. Visitors learn about the U.S. Civil War, industrialization, the World Wars, and civil rights. You can even hear actual recordings of ex-Alabama slaves and those who fought for the South during the Civil War.
So when you see an artifact here, you see it in a context that is provided by the words of the person who perhaps created that artifact, or who may have used it in some way, or who lived through the wars and the struggles associated with the story that we're telling here.
You can also learn about the rise of the cotton economy and what Alabama farmers dealt with during that period. The museum curators were careful to make sure everything looks just like it did back then.
Things like the cotton bale that you see hanging on the scale here, did a lot of research in photographs and again in cotton and trade journals at the time about what exactly that bale would have looked like, how much it would have weighed, what its dimensions were, and we gave all of that very specific information to the model makers who created these for us.
The museum is open Monday through Saturday, and it's free.
Everything in this building, with very few exceptions that are on loan to us from other institutions, belong to the citizens of Alabama. We feel that it's very important that all people who live in our state are able to come here and enjoy this history.
The Museum of Alabama is also available for class tours and events. You can book a tour at the museum's website, museum.alabama.gov. Up next, the Ag in Action trailer puts students in the driver's seat when it comes to agriculture education, and see how one Alabama family has turned an old row crop farm into one of the South's top tree nurseries.
The blessing of Alabama agriculture is more than 3 meals a day. It means independence from foreign nations, freedom to pursue other jobs and activities, conservation of natural resources, and preservation of family values. For 93 years, the Alabama Farmers Federation has brought together the men and women whose work fills our plates and fuels the American dream.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
What one thing can you say about your local quality co-op store? You can trust us. You get what you need for your farm, for your lawn and garden, and the safest products for your pets. We're locally owned and operated, and you can trust that we care about our community and the people in it. So if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, the Quality Co-op Store has exactly what you need to get the job done. All this plus friendly, knowledgeable advice. Your Quality Co-op Store. There's one near you.
I got a call from Ashley, one of my customers, because
It looks like there's been some sort of explosion.
there is soot everywhere, all over this house, and she finds something very strange.
Someone's been here.
Call 911. I'll be right there.
I came home.
It turns out someone tried to break into her house and they got stuck in the chimney. Ashley was covered for the damage to the chimney and the cleanup.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
Learning about agriculture is an important part of early education. A number of ag groups from Northeast Alabama recently joined forces to improve agriculture education in the state in a big way by creating the Ag in Action trailer. Samantha Carpenter gives us a look inside.
Ag in Action. It's exactly what it sounds like. The Etowah County Soil and Water Conservation District teams up with farmers to bring the farm to school children.
The Ag in Action trailer is an educational trailer we take around to our local schools within the 7 counties. We take them to schools to where we can get the ag to the schools instead of trying to get the schools to the farm.
Jennifer Childers runs the program, and she says it's hands-on for a reason.
Inside we learn about how it is to pick corn, cotton, soybeans, hay, and timber, that kids actually get to sit inside a cotton combine cab to where they actually get the feel of what it's like to actually pick the corn or whatever they're picking. We give them a little bit of education about what is included in corn and cotton, how we use it, what we use it for, and how important agriculture is to everyone.
And they do that by busting some myths.
Well, we're having fun teaching them. We're getting as much out of this as they are, but we hope that we can tell them something that will be beneficial to them, that they can take home and be excited when they get home and say, look, I milked a cow today, I made butter today, and that'll give them some ideas on future agriculture endeavors.
They run the program with the help of local farmers federations and farmers like Alan Pickens.
We try to use some of our local farmers, like from our farmers federations, to come with us to teach our different stations to where they actually have the knowledge of being the farmer that actually picks the cotton, the corn, and tell us a little bit about how they do things and how they actually achieve what we get in the store. Each
county has a farmers federation, and each county does different things in school systems, help FFA, help other age groups of kids understand, participate in days like today. We also participate in Farm City Week across the state. So it's a big player in understanding how important agriculture is in the state.
The program is a big hit. The Ag in Action program has already reached 30,000 students, and it's so popular they are already booking into 2016. Teachers and students love it.
They really enjoy this. We've only done a few stations so far, and they're so excited they can't wait to go to the next station. And they're talking about it, and I think it will promote maybe several of these boys and girls wanting to do this, for a future.
You can learn more about the Ag in Action program by liking them on Facebook and then emailing them a request for the program to visit your school. For Simply Southern, I'm Samantha Carpenter.
The Ag in Action trailer is available for school visits and special events in Blount, Calhoun, Cherokee, DeKalb, Etowah, Marshall, and St. Clair counties. Booking information is available on the Ag in Action Facebook page. When we come back, we'll visit the award-winning Hunter Trees in Talladega County.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Taking care of your children is the most important thing in life. My husband had taken out a life insurance policy. I knew that my children were going to be provided for.
My sister and I both were able to go to college with the life insurance that my father had purchased from Alpha. And now I feel the need to protect my family the same way that my father protected us.
Joseph's got a policy with Piper now. That's 5 generations, all with the same agent. And Alpha's the only place we want to be.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
It's been said, without hard work, nothing grows but weeds. This is certainly true in agriculture. At the Alabama Farmers Federation, we know success is not born of fancy words, grand ideas, or good intentions. It's a result of wise planning, bold leadership, dedicated work, and blessings from above.
There's nothing quite like sitting down to a home-cooked meal with fresh vegetables from the garden. With Bonnie plants from your local quality co-op store, you can enjoy the freshest vegetables right from your own backyard. And no matter if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, your quality co-op store has exactly what you need to get the most out of your plants. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
In Alpine, Alabama, Philip and Robin Hunter are known for the high-quality trees they raise at their Hunter Farms nursery. Kevin Worthington gives us a closer look at Alabama's 2014 Farm of Distinction.
Hunter Trees is located near the Talladega County town of Alpine. But thanks to the farm's reputation for quality landscape material, customers throughout the United States are visiting the business via the World Wide Web.
We'd like to say our front door is our website, recognized in the industry as one of the better websites. In the last year, we've started using social media a lot more. We use Twitter, we use Facebook, Pinterest, for example. We do a lot of emailing. We're in constant contact with over 1,800 different individuals or companies that we market to.
10 years ago, however, the business was just a dream for brothers Philip and Will Hunter. A graduate of Mississippi State University, Philip was working as a landscape contractor in Birmingham, and Will would soon graduate from Auburn University with a degree in ornamental horticulture. Together with their father, Bill, the brothers set out to build a nursery specializing in high-quality trees.
Quality is very important to us. Our nursery, our business, is specified a lot by landscape architects so that they're getting the kind of trees on their jobs that they know that are going to look good and make them look good. It's all part of making us all successful.
Today, Hunter Trees covers 300 acres of a former sod and row crop farm. It includes 225 acres of production with 125 varieties of trees. On any given day, there are about 65,000 trees growing at the nursery, including some that are so big that only 2 will fit on a semi-trailer. Philip says maintaining a clean nursery and good conservation practices is important to the farm's success.
God gave us this land to work with, and we're trying to be good stewards of it. We developed everything out here ourselves. We've done the majority of the work ourselves, and we take pride in that. We take pride in having a good-looking operation and a well-maintained operation, and that's part of what sells our trees, quality presentation all the time.
Although the improving economy and housing market has helped revive landscaping in the last year or two, Philip says the business is not without challenges.
Our industry right now is in it's in the demand side. There's a shortage of supply, so it's going to be interesting over the next few years how the supply of trees and plant material impacts the market. We certainly are dealing with labor issues. That's a primary concern, and one of the most expensive parts of our business is our labor.
Like most farmers, Philip and Robin say the things they like most about agriculture are being around family and nature.
I love to see things grow, and we love to be able to start with a small tree and see it grow to a big tree. I love to be outdoors. It's a great place to work with our family. I work with my brother every day. We have a great relationship. My wife every day. We have a great relationship. My kids will do this one day, I hope, and because of that, we really enjoy it.
For Simply Southern, I'm Kevin Worthington.
Hunter Trees is easy to find online at huntertrees.com, and they also have a big presence on social media. You can find Hunter Trees on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Vimeo. Stay with us. Sydney Phelps with Bonnie Plants will be here next with more tips on backyard gardening.
This seems unbelievable, but I promise it's true.
What's with the buzzer? Oh, that's a raven. That's a good omen. He knows we're coming back with dinner.
Well, that bird had a bunch of friends. And when Scott got back to the camper...
Well, that was a bust! What? Scott! Wait, what did you do? It's raining inside.
His new camper was a total loss, but his Alpha policy covered it.
It's that bird.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Making sure you're covered?
Good call.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
The blessing of Alabama agriculture is more than 3 meals a day. It means independence from foreign nations, freedom to pursue other jobs and activities, conservation of natural resources, and preservation of family values. For 93 years, the Alabama Farmers Federation has brought together the men and women whose work fills our plates and fuels the American dream.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Hey folks, Sydney Phelps here with Bonnie Plants. Today we want to take a look at bonnieplants.com. You've heard me talk so much about going there and finding the information from recipes to different varieties that we carry, as well as how to plan your garden. Well, today that's what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you how to navigate the website and go through and look at all the information that's available to you. So with that being said, let's take a look at the home page. Here you can see the latest things coming from out of the garden, as well as featured posts and what's trending now through our social aspects. Right now, growing sweet potatoes. Everybody's ready to get those in the ground as soon as it starts warming up a little bit. How to build a fold-down greenhouse. Perfect for early season, these cool snaps coming in. Keep your plants from getting frost. Most importantly, keeping your deer out of the garden. These are all different topics that come up that everybody wants to know about. You can find out right here on bonnieplants.com on the home page, as well as a kale pastry recipe that you see from the kitchen. But with that, let's look at the very top. You can see here we have the vegetables tab. This gives you a list of all the different varieties that Bonnie carries. And here, heirlooms, the All-American Winter selections, the most popular varieties that we have from our consumers, as well as what's new for 2015. Let's take a look at that real quick. As you can see, we have a couple of different tomatoes that we're offering, as well as a few sets of chives and peppers. It's going to be really interesting to see how these go for the next few years. So take a look at the site, find this information, and maybe this is something you're going to want to add to your garden. But speaking of adding to the garden, let's go to the gardening section. Here we are at the gardening section, quick and easy tips on composting, how to build the outdoor sink, as well as keeping squirrels and those other critters out of the garden. But today we want to talk about planting. We want to get everything ready to go. We want to plan a raised bed garden because that's what we're going to be going. Next week we're going to go and plant a full raised bed garden. So let me see what bonnieplants.com has to offer. Here you can see a full list of different varieties, whether it be a chili garden, a butterfly garden, all the way down to grilling gardens. This is one of my favorites, especially, but early season, it's the tomatoes, peppers, They're going to get bit by the cold, so let's keep seeing what we have available. As you can see here, these were shared from different breeders, people who subscribe to our newsletter. They got spotlighted here on the website for having a great garden plan. But we want to work towards a salad garden. So I think here it is right here, a fresh and early 4x4 salad garden. Perfect for a small space. You can even put this into a container if you don't have the space, or a 4x4 raised bed garden. Basically, here you go. You get a full draft of how the garden is to be laid out. Tells you all the information. Here's a look at the finished product once it grows out, and we'll get to that next week as well. But planting the 4x4 garden, you'll do it in 2 stages. Area 1, you want your lettuce and greens. So we've got leaf lettuces, arugula, spinach, and in the section 2, we have kale or Swiss chard, parsley, and chives. With that being all in the garden, next week we're going to go through and get that put together. Now, you're saying, how do I build a raised bed kit? Well, it's very easy. You go right to your how to grow section, or excuse me, go to the gardening section, and you go to raised beds. Click on that. It's going to give you diagrams on how to build raised beds with benches, how to build super easy beds, even doing them in straw. That's all information. You can have that, and once you get through, you get the garden planted. All you have to do is go in the kitchen. But next week we're going to get that garden planted, so hope you come back and see us when we get ready to get in the dirt.
You can find lots of additional information at bonnieplants.com. The website even features a blog with the latest Bonnie Plants news, recipes, and creative gardening activities.
For more information about all the stories featured on today's show, be sure to visit the websites for each location. Go to museum.alabama.gov to book your walk through history at the Museum of Alabama.
Visit the Ag in Action Facebook page for more information on booking a visit from the Ag in Action trailer, and go to huntertrees.com for a closer look at the Talladega County Nursery. Plus, bonnieplants.com has all the gardening tips you could ever need.
Additional information on today's featured stories will also be available on the Simply Southern Facebook page. Be sure to like Simply Southern for updates on future episodes. And join us again next week at the same time when we'll take a tour of DeSoto Caverns
and see more historical treasures on our visit to the Coleman Museum.
Thanks for joining us for this week's Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. We hope to see you again next week.
Simply Southern is a production of the Alabama Farmers Cooperative and the Alabama Farmers Federation.